When I graduated from college, I had an opportunity to work for one of the largest CPA firms in the world. And I remember being in a training session, and one of the partners asked us, he said, "What do you think a woman's role is in the workplace?" Without hesitation, I said, "A woman's role is wherever it is that she wants it to be." Years later, this belief, it hasn't changed. I still believe that women are capable of doing anything that they put their hearts and their minds to. Hey there, Renee Collins here, CPA, financial planner, and the founder of Retire Ready. Retire Ready is a company that works with business owners as well as families to help them to save more, invest smart, and build wealth so that they can retire ready too. Now, if this is your first time at this channel, please, if you find this information useful, please don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe. Women have demonstrated time and again their capability to excel in various fields. We are everywhere, ladies, and we're making strides. We're in the boardroom making executive decisions. We're educators empowering the minds of our youth. We're artistic creators touching the hearts and minds and souls of people. We are tech innovators driving the force of the new age. And we're even finance leaders steering global economies. We have made great strides through the years, but there is still work that has to be done, especially as it relates to building our economic wealth and planning for our retirement. Let's take a look at these numbers. According to a report by CNBC, women generally live longer than men. We live on average about 6 years longer than men. And due to this persistent gender wage gap, we're earning less money. The U.S. Census Bureau states that women are earning about 82% for every dollar that is earned by a man. And if you are a woman of color, you're earning less. Black women earn 70% to a man's dollar. Hispanic women earn 65% to a man's dollar. So ladies, what this translates into is that because we're earning less, that means that we're saving less. That means that we have less money to build wealth. There was a study that was done by the National Women's Law Center, and they estimated that on average a woman was losing $400,000, actually more than $400,000 over her 40-year career due to this wage gap. And if you're a woman of color, that disparity is even greater. It is estimated that a black woman loses almost $1 million over her career compared to that of a white man. That's right, I said over $1 million and a loss of wages. That is a lot of money. Due to this wage gap, that puts us at a significant economic disadvantage over our lifetimes. And this is why we have to plan for our financial future. It's so important for us. And if this is not enough to piss you off, I'm going to share 2 more statistics with you. There was a report that was done by the AARP, their Public Policy Institute. And because women are more likely to be caregivers of their children as well as their parents, that means again that we're out of the workforce. It is estimated that 25% of these caregivers, they are women over the age of 50. What that means, ladies, is that at a time when more than likely our wages are at their highest, are at their peak, we are taking time off from work. We are reducing our hours so that we can care for our family. And again, decreased income, decreased savings, decreased in our retirement funds. This statistic is personal for me because my mom, she retired early from her job so that she could take care of my grandmother, who lived until she was 100 years old. Now, I want to talk about education. There was a time when women couldn't even go to college. In the 19th century, the opportunities for women to pursue higher education, it was virtually non-existent. Higher education was primarily reserved for men. And get this, it was believed that women were intellectually inferior to men and that our place was in the home. Thank goodness that has changed. Today, women are taking the lead in enrollment and in graduation rates, but at what cost? And this is something that I have not seen a lot of conversation around. You hear about longevity rates all the time. You hear about the gender wage gap all the time, but no one's having a conversation around the hefty price of education that women are paying. There was a report by the American Association of University Women that highlighted that women hold nearly 2/3 of the total outstanding student loan debt. And if you're not familiar with how much student loan debt is outstanding, let me help you out. Right now, we have in the United States $1.7 trillion in student loan debt outstanding. And of that amount, 1.1 trillion is being held by women. And Black women hold the highest level of any group. On average, we hold $38,000 for an undergraduate degree, and we're holding $58,000 for a graduate degree. So basically, we are taking on more debt and we're earning less money. Again, making it more of a challenge for us to build wealth. And that's why it is so important for us to be involved in our personal finances. Because ladies, we are operating in a new season when it comes to retirement planning. The roadmap that our moms may have used in the past, or the roadmap that maybe our dads or our parents used, that's not working for us. We cannot use old roadmaps to chart our way towards retirement. It's not working. Our parents were able to graduate from high school with a high school diploma and get the good government job. They stayed with that job for 40 years. They had a pension. That plan is not working for us today. Majority of us don't even have a pension. We are operating in a new time. It's a new season, and we need a new map. And listen, I get it. Our lives are busier than they've ever been before. We're busy with our careers and our kids and maintaining our homes and taking care of our spouses and our partners. But we're so busy taking care of everyone else. Ladies, we're forgetting to take care of ourselves. Who's going to take care of you? We would easily send our kids to college and just figure out how we're going to pay for it. But we're not taking care of our future selves. We can't continue to operate like this. We have to slow down. We can't continue to kick that retirement can down the road, thinking about retirement planning eventually, thinking that we're going to get out of debt eventually. We have to start saving for our future now. We have to get our finances together now. The time to start is today. The time to start saving for the future you is today. So let's talk about some solutions. And one of the solutions, I believe, is that let's start having the conversations around money. Let's have the hard, honest conversations about money. We live in this society, in this culture that's telling us that it's not gauche for us to talk about money. I call bull-larky. How do you learn to become a better steward of your money if we're not having those conversations about it? How do we learn if we're not asking questions? We have to ask questions. We have to educate ourselves. We have to foster a culture of open dialogue. Create safe spaces where women can have discussions around their finances. We can ask those questions. We can share our experiences. This is crucial because we carry so much shame and so much guilt around the financial decisions that we've made. And we will never get out of this cycle if we don't start having the conversation. Ladies, I created a space for us to have these conversations. It's called the Smart Money Women's Network. We can start having these conversations around money. And if you want to learn more about it, just check the link in the description so that you can learn more. Ladies, it is time for us to have our seat at the table. It is time for us to have our voice at the table. I remember my mentor told me that when her children were young, she continued to work because she wanted to make sure that she had a voice at the table. Well, I say this, whether you're working in corporate America or you're working at your home, you should have a voice at the table. Where you're working doesn't matter. You should still have a voice at the table, especially when it comes to your money. And I know a lot of people don't like to deal with the money management task. That's men and women, unless you're a money nerd like myself. But most people would rather not deal with money. But ladies, we must. We don't have a choice. In practice, I see it is so important for us to stay involved in the money management decisions. I see spouses who pass away, women who lose their husbands, or women who experience a divorce, and they're not sure if they're going to be okay. They're hoping that they're going to be okay. Well, hope is not a strategy. As women, we must not shy away from these conversations around money. Instead, we have to lead the conversation in understanding our finances, in planning for our future, and in securing our financial independence. We have to educate ourselves about personal finance. That is the first step in empowerment. So ladies, don't be afraid to learn about a spending plan, how to invest, how to save for the future. You can do this. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not good with numbers, Renee, I'm gonna tell you this. Personal finance is more than about just numbers. It's more personal than it is finance. It's about understanding your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. It's about understanding what are your money habits? And then how do I set these goals, make plans, and then take charge to make it happen? We can do that. We do that every single day. Money management is not as complicated as it seems. Ladies, we have to negotiate for ourselves. We have to negotiate for our worth. Yes, the gender wage gap is going to persist, but we can take some proactive steps so that we can challenge it. If you believe that you are not being paid your worth, present your case. Let your employer know your value. And it may feel a little bit intimidating, but remember that first step to change is challenging that status quo. Your voice, it matters. Your financial contribution, it matters. You have the right to be in control of your financial future. So let's claim that seat at the table, ladies. Let's let our voices be known. Let's start changing our financial stories, one financial decision at a time. All right, ladies, that's all I have for today. Go be great today, and I will see you next week. Take care.